Well, the short answer is to help empower those who want to be in charge of their own safety and security, and of those around them, their friends, their family, and that includes outside the home, not just inside the home. Here in the state of Indiana, as it is in many states throughout the United States, we have the opportunity to obtain concealed carry permits and to carry those in public. And what this helps us do is prevent a monopoly on violence. And people talk about, especially today with everything that's going on, and the news media is doing a really good job of stoking that fire. I don't want to play into the fear. I simply want to empower those who want to take an active role in protecting themselves and their friends and their family members. I often make the distinction between being peaceful and being harmless. In order for someone to be peaceful, they have to be capable of great violence. Anyone who's not capable of great violence, and I mean this in a defensive aspect, of course, but anyone who's not capable of great violence is simply harmless, and that's okay if that's you, or if that's someone out there. But I am not harmless, and I would say many people are not harmless. Many people are capable of protecting themselves with a great deal of violence. And when we have that ability to react in a violent manner, and yet 99.99% of the time we are walking and interacting in society peacefully. And again, that is the distinction that I choose to make between being peaceful and simply being harmless. I have the privilege, blessing, if you want to call it that, opportunity to have sort of come into this life with two last names. A really good friend of mine, or the influence of two last names. A really good friend of mine, he's no longer with us. He used to be into Sanskrit and word origins. The name Perky represents the society of knowledge, whereas Castor is someone who introduces the story, or someone who narrates the story. So having both of those influences in this life, I would say it was sort of destiny that I was going to be an instructor of some sort, just for the simple fact of having the influence of those two last names. Pushing limits. There have been times when someone would tell me that well, you can't do that. You're not capable of doing that, and that's a really good way to motivate me to show you, yeah, I can. Watch me. I've spent 30 plus years now building my physique as one of those quote unquote watch me, and and sometimes I push that limit a little bit too hard. It's coming up on a couple of weeks, and it's starting to heal up, but yeah, it was that was kind of scary a couple of weeks ago. I also love learning how to be better, to be more efficient, more proficient, more effective, and anytime I can do that, either in the weight room or on the gun range, or operating a motorcycle. Even from a spiritual standpoint, all of these things sort of drive me to more, and it's kind of been who I've been for a very long time. So with this drive to become better, more proficient, more effective, I train others the way I train myself, and I don't hold anything back. And you know, as mentioned before, I'm constantly learning and seeing what can I do differently to reduce my split times if I'm on the range, or what can I do differently to more effectively, you know, build this muscle group, you know, things of that nature. That's where that's sort of what makes me tick, and one of the things that I really enjoy about this line of work. Well, as an empath, I can sense energy. I don't read minds. I'm not a Jedi, but I can sense energy, and you know, a lot of people can. I would say most people, even those who are not aware, they can still do it and they still act as such. But I'm very aware of it, and I'm able to, you know, read an audience, read an individual, you know, that I'm working with, and I just try to listen to what they want to gain from this experience. Another thing is just this ability to connect to this field of intelligence, and a lot of times things will just come to me. And yes, we've all you know, gained experience through this lifetime and things that we do on a day-to-day basis, but sometimes it just sort of comes out of thin air, and I use that to make myself better and to help the student you know, become more effective, more efficient, and faster at learning what we're trying to pick up. I would say one of my most important strengths that I seem to have is I have just an innate ability to calm someone, to soothe them. And there have been many times where, you know, someone's getting frustrated on the range and they can't quite seem to make the shot, and I'm able to, you know, help them figure out a way to really get down to what's causing, you know, the hiccup. And you know, it's something about women and kids. They seem to just really feel at ease around me, especially on the gun range, and I'm glad. I mean, I've often told people I want you know, women and kids to feel at ease around me, and I want, you know, bad people to feel very nervous in my presence, as well they should. Thank you for watching. Please contact us and schedule your appointment today.